How we found our New York City apartment, part 2. This is going to be the story of how we actually found, applied, and secured the apartment that we are moving into on April 1st, all within one day, not even 24 hours. It was like a 12-hour span. My first video, I talked about the chaos that it is to move to New York City and how crazy fast this process is, especially coming from Washington, D.C., where I've lived for 5 years. I've lived in multiple different apartments, and the process here is pretty typical for what I think a normal US city is. I would have time to think through, oh, what am I going to pack? How am I going to get movers? What is this going to look like? That is not the case in New York City. Our apartment in particular in the Lower East Side, which I'm so excited to live in, that was exactly where I wanted to be. The apartment got listed on StreetEasy on February 13th, which was a Thursday. So it got listed at night on February 13th. And my friend Sarah saw it immediately. She must have the notifications on the app. She saw it immediately, sent me the link, and I was like, that looks perfect. What's the catch? What could be wrong with it? Why does it look so perfect? And the price was under $4,000 for a 2-bedroom, which is below our budget that we were looking to spend. Thankfully, Sarah has a lot of friends in New York all over the place. So she has a friend who lives in Lower East Side. So she texted our friend, it's like, can you please go tour this apartment for us tomorrow, which was the 14th. AKA Valentine's Day, AKA Friday. Shout out to our friend Jasleen, who went to tour this apartment for us in Lower East Side, the most perfect location that I could think of. I'm so excited. Our friend went to the apartment on Friday, took an amazing video for us. It was absolutely perfect. I'm not going to say it's the best apartment in New York City because one of the bedrooms doesn't have a closet and we don't have a dishwasher, we don't have laundry, you know, all the things that like outside of New York City, you would be like, how am I going to live without a dishwasher or laundry? As soon as she sent us the video, we immediately were like, okay, let's apply. Let's apply right now. We haven't seen it, but let's just do it. Sarah was in contact with the realtor or whoever he was that was in charge of this process. She was in contact with him. He seemed really great. He was like, get your applications in and you guys will be the first ones to apply. Mind you, this is in the middle of my workday on Friday. We did not have any documents ready. Like we were not prepared to apply. I didn't have any of my pay stubs or tax forms or anything like that prepared because I didn't think that we were going to be applying for an apartment that same day. So in the midst of trying to finish my workday, I'm trying to gather these forms, gather all my pay stubs, take screenshots of everything, put them into the application format, into a Word document, send out the application by like 4 p.m. I also really wanted to go to Solidcore on Friday, and I was literally losing my mind. My Aura Ring scores were insane. I'm never this stressed out on a regular workday. We both got our applications in, I think within like an hour span of each other. I went off to Solidcore to try to bring down my stress levels and just have a moment without my phone. At this point, like 5 p.m., I think I submitted my application at 4. My watch, my Apple Watch is blowing up as I'm in Solidcore, and I'm trying not to look at it, but I know that it's about the apartment because it's the group chat with Sarah and this realtor. But all of a sudden, I just see a text that says, we will have an answer to you by Tuesday because yesterday was President's Day. The office will be closed, but we will get you an answer by Tuesday. Sarah and I are texting each other like, oh my God, I can't believe we just applied for this apartment. This is amazing. If we get this, oh my God, we have an apartment. After this, I have to go to the grocery store. I run over to Safeway. This was such a nostalgic moment for me because I was in my old neighborhood that I lived in with my best friend Tucker in like the Mount Vernon Triangle / Chinatown area when all of this is happening. Suddenly, the realtor is like, actually, I have good news for you guys. This is like maybe 30 minutes after his text. He's like, actually, I call you. And we're like, yeah, of course. And at this point, I'm standing on the street outside of like Chipotle on the phone. And he's like, congratulations, you guys have been accepted. And we were like, are you serious right now? Like we just applied like an hour ago. And he's like, yeah, you were accepted. My friend, God bless her so much, Sarah Freeze. She is so good at negotiating. I guess that's why she's in sales. She's like, so can we lower the price on the apartment? Which we already were excited about it anyways, but we got $100 down off of the price, which was amazing. That was all Sarah. I take no credit for that. Once we hung up the phone, I was just standing on the street and I'm literally in the middle of Chinatown on my AirPods trying to be like, we just got a New York City apartment, and it happened within a 5-hour span. Like our friend Jasleen went to tour this apartment at 12 p.m. It is now 5 p.m. Sarah and I call each other and we're freaking out and we're like, oh my God, we have an apartment. Oh my God, we have an apartment. Like what? In the midst of our excitement, the realization hits me that we are about to owe a ton of money up front because we had the security deposit, which was due that night. by midnight. The realtor said the company needed the security deposit in order to take it off of the market, off of Street Easy. Security deposit, which was equal to 1 month rent. Then by this Friday, which is a week afterwards, by this Friday, we owe the broker's fee, which is also equal to 1 month rent, and then the first month of our rent, which is going to start April 1st. So that's a lot of money up front. So my biggest piece of advice would be, if you're looking to move to New York City, have some money saved up, because this is a lot up front. And I don't think people talk about the reality of how much you're going to owe. When you see people that say like, oh, no fees, no broker fees, no realtor fees, that's a good deal, because that's a lot of money that you have to pay. And again, I don't know if those are going to be legal, illegal. I don't really know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what's going on with that. It is robbery. That's the story of how we got our New York City apartment. I have not physically seen it yet, but I am going this weekend to go see it. I'm going to hopefully take some measurements to see how my things are going to fit, especially condensing my current 1-bedroom apartment into a 2-bedroom apartment in New York City with my best friend. Follow along for the journey.